Wouldn't it be nice if building a website in Drupal was as easy as riding a bicycle? There's something deeply satisfying about bicycle riding. As a user experience, it has two important characteristics: continuity and control. Continuity allows users to predict outcomes, and that's what gives them the control. But continuity and control in user experience doesn't just happen. It has to be designed. And the fact is that Drupal's user interfaces are not yet designed for site builders. As a result, the site builder's experience of Drupal's user interfaces is an encounter with fragmented, disconnected parts. It's like channel hopping. And that makes the learning curve for new Drupal site builders notoriously steep. Many give up. Relatively few can make it to the top.
4, 3, 2, 1, good, heart rate.
Thomas Svensson, a site builder who has been using Drupal for over 4 years, has a lot to say about this. In a recent blog post about the site building experience, he points out the importance of roles when considering user interface designs. He shows just how central the site builder role is to all other roles. In particular, he describes how the capabilities of what you can do with a site become more and more limited as you move from the core developer towards the end user. Right in the middle of this process is the site builder. What the site builder can do is affected by what has been passed downstream from other roles such as module developers and core developers. And what the site builder does will affect what other roles further down will be able to do in turn. There are many kinds of users, so there are many kinds of user interfaces. The trick to good UX design is to match the right interface for the target user role. How do we actually do that? The secret is to understand what tasks the target user wants to accomplish. Each type of user has specific tasks that are important to them. That's what defines their role. These tasks help them achieve their objectives. Let's look at the developer role as an example. Drupal developers have tasks such as downloading and activating modules, installing and uninstalling them. Because these tasks are operations on code or the database, they can be carried out as commands. As a result, Drupal developers have evolved a command-oriented user interface that perfectly matches their needs for these tasks. The Drush tool is a command line interface that offers developers perfect continuity and control over the objects they manage. And while that works well for them, a command line user interface would not foster a great user experience for most users playing other roles. So achieving continuity and control for different user roles is going to take many forms. That's why it has to be done by design and not by accident or omission. Thomas has a good analogy that helps explain why user interfaces end up so inconsistent. Imagine a school teacher gives her class an assignment to bake cupcakes. So what happens if no specific instructions or guidance is offered?
And when they come back the day after, you're going to see 15 very different cupcakes. Because they're all going to bake them after what they believe is a cupcake and how a cupcake should look like. And the same thing when it comes to development. If you ask if a developer is going to do something that they have limited experience with, they're going to try and solve it the best way they can and get it working. But that doesn't mean it is the correct way or the way that makes it easy to use for those who are going to use it. Because the developer to start with has the technical understanding of the correct way of solving it, but not the correct way of using it.
In Drupal, the ability to shape the user experience in consistent ways is limited because much of the UI control factors are buried within the code, and so they're out of reach of UX designers. We need a systematic way to help developers build a well-defined UI layer that UX designers can access and work with directly. And that's why Thomas and me, Michael Kira, as well as Douglas Van, decided to launch a new Drupal community initiative, the SiteBuilding Usability Initiative. We want to take a systematic look at how things are put together in Drupal to find ways to improve the continuity and control for site builders. We want to get a bird's eye view of the system so we can think about the UI as a system. We believe there'll be a positive spin-off for everyone else in the community, including developers. So if you're as excited as we are about this, please join us and bring us your ideas and energy. Thanks for watching.